All right, good morning. We're going to go through the docket as quickly as we can so that we can start on the jail docket. 2021 CR 19158, State versus Matthew Aldridge. Are you Matthew Aldridge? Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal work.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name?
The courtroom falls silent as the judge issues a firm warning. He explains that only a licensed attorney can legally represent a criminal defendant in court, and anyone attempting to do so without a law license could face serious legal consequences under Tennessee law. The representative calmly responds that he understands the court's concern, but insists he is not claiming to be an attorney at law. Instead, he says he is acting only as an attorney in fact and asks the judge to recognize the legal distinction.
You understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called power of attorney?
I do not. This is not.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge. Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me. Oh, apparently there's a copy here. All right. This is in the state of Tennessee, Cheatham County and Chancery Court, which was filed in the wrong county because in the wrong court. This is circuit court. You just be quiet.
You go to the courthouse, you come up.
You need to listen to me instead of talking, okay? This is a challenge to the standing. The Supreme Court of the United States has stated that no corporation has standing anything to man. And there's a quotation for Rundle versus Delaware Raritan Canal Company. And then it says, as well as it being a maximum of law, citing certain Latin phrases, dissimilar things ought not to be joined by a definition of Black's Law Dictionary. So the respondent error requires that the state of Tennessee incorporate a Cheatham County Chancery Court prove their standing to proceed against a man in any court of law. You have 15 calendar days to prove your standing or forever yield to estoppel, waiver, and fraud. Cease and desist this proceeding immediately. More time is available if requested. And then this is signed by Matthew O'Neill Aldridge. Is that your signature? All right. Well, I find that Matthew O'Neill Aldridge has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on this case, which is set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under the what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation, and I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew O'Neill Aldridge. If you are in fact Matthew O'Neill Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Tennessee and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the State of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew and Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial tomorrow.
Is that on the pretrial?
To what?
Well, they're looking on the pretrial, trial by jury.
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time to all these other citizens who are here today. And I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You're wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, but unfortunately it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Aldridge. Now, General, we're going to need to set a trial date in July.
July 15th.
I'm sorry.
July 15th.
July 15th. Right. To Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me, whose name must not be all uttered. Then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Your whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore deny whatever that might be in the way of a motion. Trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are in fact Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place. In this case, will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judge of the court. You need to take your piece of paper and go on about your business.